All right, let's dive into the secret life of sound and gadgets. Ever stare at your phone, speaker, or even your microwave and wonder, how on earth does a lifeless chunk of electronics actually sound? Turns out it's way cooler than you think. Let me break it down. First, sound is just vibrations, literally tiny waves moving through the air. When you hear your favorite song, those beats are actually air molecules bumping into each other in a pattern your ears can decode. But how does a gadget turn, say, a digital music file into that air-shaking magic? It usually starts with something called a DAC, or digital to analog converter. Your phone or laptop stores music as a bunch of ones and zeros. The DAC's job is to turn those numbers into an electrical signal, a kind of squiggly line that moves up and down like waves. Now that signal heads into the real star of the show, the speaker. Inside most speakers is a tiny but powerful electromagnet called a voice coil, wrapped around a cylinder. It sits inside a permanent magnet, and there's a flexible cone attached on top. When that electric signal runs through the voice coil, it creates a magnetic field that pushes and pulls against the permanent magnet. That movement jiggles the coil back and forth, super fast. And since the cone is glued to the coil, it moves too, pushing air back and forth. That's what creates the sound waves you actually hear. Headphones work the same way, just with everything shrunk down to fit in your ear. Even your phone's tiny speaker uses this method, just on a miniature scale. Some gadgets, like old-school buzzers or alarms, use a piezoelectric crystal instead. When you run electricity through it, the crystal flexes and snaps back, making sharp clicking sounds. Not exactly music to my ears, but hey, it works. Microphones do the reverse. They catch sound waves and turn them into electrical signals that your gadgets can store, tweak, or send somewhere else. So next time you hear a notification, a game soundtrack, or your favorite podcast, remember, inside your gadget, there's a wild little dance of magnets, coils, and cones, all working together to turn invisible code into the soundtrack of your everyday life. Pretty awesome, right? If you want to know more about the science hiding in your gadgets, stick around. There's a whole world of tech secrets just waiting to be uncovered.